Maurie Fields and Shane Boy.
Buddy. Hey, the worst dressed comedian in the state. Now, what are you going about? This has been at least 6 weeks since I wore the paisley over here.
Since you've changed it.
It is. And
washed it.
This style will come back. Surely, I like this shirt. What do you think, Maurie?
Yeah, your body will never come back into fashion, that shirt.
He bought a case of those in a fire sale. He's got them. They're all the same colour, but at least they're clean.
Yeah, they are, exactly. I like them too.
Listen, I've lost me little dog.
You've lost your dog.
Routine.
Dead set.
Last
Lost
routine.
Drum roll, thanks, Ronnie.
Last routine for the year.
Routine, come
from
on.
Maurie and Shane.
I can feel a routine coming on.
And
Now
it's a subtle lead in about losing his dog. I'll do the commentary over the
He's a
routine.
lovely little fella. Like, he's only got one eye.
One eye?
Yeah, and no teeth on the left side of his mouth, and one ear, and he's got a bullet mark at his neck here, and distemper, and he's only got 3 legs, and his tail's been broken 8 times.
Really, what's his name?
Lucky.
You see, and we didn't ever work that out, did we, Martha? Really, we did not work that out. Just came to us, Daryl.
Just happens. Yeah, it's amazing how it
when
falls
you get the
in
vibe in the
Straight
studio.
off the top of the plate.
All right, what have you got? Have you got funny ones?
I've got one here, look. This little fellow, no, he's not a mongrel, Dickie. This little fellow, he lived in this Riverland town, you see, and there's a hell of a flood. So he's very God-fearing, this man, and he said, God will save me. A rowing boat come along when the water was up to his doorstep. They said, well, you better come with us. He said, no. He said, God is going to save me, I'm quite sure of that. Next time he's up on the roof, the rowing boat come back, and they said, we better pick you. He said, no. He said, God will save me. The water's up to here. He's standing on tippy toe on top of the roof, like that. True. And this helicopter come over. He said, get away. He said, God will save me. God will save me. And he's gone under and died.
Well, there it was.
Now, hang on.
It's a new style of 89 joke. That's an 89 joke.
Anyhow.
Gargling.
I know a couple of other lower numbers. But he's got up to heaven, you see. And he saw St. Peter. He said, hey. He said, what's bloody going on? He said, God was going to be saving me. He said, and he didn't. And Sir Peter said, well, what do you expect? He said, we sent 2 rowing boats and a helicopter for you.
That's a good gag.
That's from Ray Melbourne in Craigmore, South Australia. Good on you, Ray.
A little ripper. Here's one from Graham Rathman in Perth. Now, the scene is we're there at Puckapunyal, on the parade ground, you see, and the Sergeant Major's out there. He said, company! Tension! He said, Private Johnson, bad news, your father's dead!
Oh, no.
Now, listen to this. The Colonel said, Sir Major, can I have a quick word? Into the office, please. He said, now, Sir Major, you're doing a really spiffing job. He said, here, it's top-notch, top-hole. He said, I think when you break news like that of a personal nature to the men, I think it'd be much better if it was possibly delivered in a more diplomatic, shall we say, tactful sort of way. You know what I'm talking about, Sir Major? He said, what? Now, some very bad news has come through. Poor old Private Johnson, his mother has now passed away. Now, I want you to break the news and use a little bit of that diplomacy that we've been talking about. He said, sir, leave it to me, sir, out in the parade ground. Company! Half a lattice! Tension! He said, right. He said, all those with at least one parent still living, form a line over there. Johnson, where do you think you're going?
But that leaves that other joke untouched.
Listen, there'd been reports of this man-eating kangaroos, you see, up in the Northern Territory there. So they sent these team of scientists up to examine these mongrels, these animals, you see. And there's an Australian and an American and a Hungarian and a Czechoslovakian. So the Aussie said, now listen, he said, me and the septic, me and the Yank will go this way. He said, the Hungarian and the Czechoslovakian, he said, you slip down that part, so they've gone. Got back, no sign of the other two, the Czechoslovakian, the Hungarian, couldn't find them anywhere. And they saw these two big kangaroos sitting by this log. The Aussie picked up a gun and went, boom! Shot one of them, the other one shot through, you see. They got up and it's the poor little doe laying there, so they cut it open. Sure enough, the Hungarian hopped out. He said, well, what about the Czechoslovakian? And the other bloke said, well, I think the check's in the mail.
Oh, wonderful Aussie. Wonderful, sick Aussie joke there.
David Keeley from Taparoo in South Australia has sent this old Aussie yarn in. Two drovers, they're in the pub, couple of drovers, and they're arguing about who had the best dog. And mine's the best, no it isn't, yes it is, no it's not, yes it is, no it's not. No matter how many times you say it, I say it more. Now the guy said, well look, the first guy said, I'll give you a bit of a demo here. He said, Barney, up here, the old cattle dog. He said, Barney, what I want you to do, he said, I want you to go 3 miles down the road, that big tree there, get the bus. He said, go down that road. He said, the third gate on the right. He said, go in there. There's 500 sheep, and there is one sheep with a bit of a black patch. He said, I want you to get that sheep, bring it back on the bus, back to the pub here. So off he went, on the bus. There he was, hanging on the strap, down the It was a bit rough. He got down to the wee-ho, and he got the sheep, and he said, here, Long John Silver, and back they went. Long John, he put Long John, it's because of the patch, I don't know why I said it, who cares? Back to the pub. He said, yes. His mate said, very good. He said, but I'll tell you what, with my dog, Bluey, he said, I only have to give him one instruction and he just makes the rest up. He said, he's marvellous. He said, Bluey, breakfast. Bluey shot off, got out to the ute, started it up. Down the road he went, you see, went down back to his own place there, into the chook pen there, grabbed a bit of an egg out of the nest, just in a taste like that, and I got back into the ute, so didn't I? Because he had the egg in the taste, you see, and so all after the monster is still there going like that, and I walked into the, I slammed the door, I walked into the hut, and I had the egg down, it's under his master's feet.
Under his what feet?
Master's feet. So, right, then he ducked out the back, this is silly, ducked out the back, right, and he got the billy out of the back of the ute, right, went down to the river, snapped on the Ansell gloves, scooped some water up. Yeah, well, you snap on the Ansells when you're doing this, and he scooped the water up into the billy, brought the billy back in the teeth, right, made a little bit of a fire, rubbed two bones together, got a fire happening, got the billy happening there, went inside, picked out the thing in the teeth of the egg, and put the egg back into the billy there, right, 3 minutes, didn't they do a look at his watch, because he wasn't watchdog, ha ha ha. You see, now we laugh at him, and what happens, you see, and it boiled 3 minutes, brought it really hot, and brought it in, and put it down at the feet of the drover, and the other guy said, that is absolutely fantastic. All of a sudden, the dog did a backflip and stood on his head. He said, that's marvellous. He said, but why is he standing on his head? He said, well, look, he's that smart, he knows I haven't got an egg cup. You can say that.
That's a long, drawn out.
It is a bit of a longie.
Yeah. Have you got another one there, Maurie?
Yeah, there's another one here. This Aussie businessman, he's over in England, you see, and he's happens to get an honorary membership into this beautiful businessman's club, so he's waltzed in, you see, and said, I'll have a beer, thanks, you know, and got a beer, and he's wandered around. There's this old bloke sitting in a beautiful big padded leather chair, and he said, excuse me, mate, he said, from Australia, me, you know. And I said, I see. He said, like a beer? The bloke said, no, thank you. Thank you very much for asking, but no. He said, I tried it once and I didn't like it, so I've never done it again. I said, oh. He said, like a cigarette? He said, no. Never smoked in my life. He said, except once. He said, I tried it and didn't like it, so I've never done it again. He said, well, what about a game of snooker? He said, no. He said, never played snooker. Only once. He said, didn't like it pretty much. Never done it again. And just then a young bloke walked in and he said, excuse me, Aussie. He said, this is my son. He said, perhaps he'll have a game of snooker with you. Aussie said, yeah. He said, that's nice. He said, your son, eh? He said, I'll bet he's an only child.
Nice one. Not as good as a cattle dog, but it's not a bad. Who sent that? Well, you did that one, did you?
did that one.
You got a quick one to finish, Shane?
Oh, yeah, well, yes, we could do that quick one about the drunk and the duck. Very quick.
I like it.
Standard old story. Have a listen to this, Big O. The drunk and the duck, right? And they're walking along, and the drunk says, quacky wacky. He said, do you want to go and see a movie, Wooby? And the duck went whack whack, and he said, I'll take that as a yes. So they went into the cinema, went up to the box office, says, could I go and see a movie, me and the duck? And the guy said, you can't bring the duck in here, it's against health regulations. So off he went. The drunk, you see, ducked around the back, he got the duck up the jumper. And he came in and says, could I have just a second one? The duck's got his feet, you can see the web feet coming out there, and then whack, whack, whack. The guy said, you can't come in here, you've got your duck up the jumper. You've stuck your duck up the jumper. He said, get out. So the drunk went round the back. Last resort, he ran it down the dacks. What could you do? Down the strides, you see? Down the strides it went. And he says, one, thanks. So the guy let him in. He's sitting next to two older ladies, sitting there, and they're watching the movie, and all of a sudden the duck's in there going... Eventually just got his head just over the top. A big gasp of air, you see? And the old lady next to her happened to spot it. She said, Madge, have a look down there, Oh, Madge said, look, we're 80 years of age, seen one, you've seen them all. She said, yeah, I know, but this one's eating my chips.
All right. The judges have given it, for this week's back, the judges have given it to Private Johnson.
Private Johnson,
yeah.
who was a Graham Russman from Leaderville in Perth. Well
that's
done.
for everyone with one parent left. Please step forward. Where are you going, Private Johnson? We'll give it to that one.